Hey up Spectrum fans, welcome to this little video about Fairlight and some such things. So Fairlight on the Spectrum was, let's face it, pretty incredible. Basically you start off in this weird castle, and I always used to start off with this guy on my head for some reason, I don't know why. But you start off in this mysterious castle, and when I used to play this game I never really knew what I was supposed to be doing. And I think the reason for that is because I was probably very naughty and had it on a copy, but it didn't really detract from the fact that, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, because I used to spend hours wandering around this castle, just exploring, picking things up. I picked a scroll up there. You know, you could go around, you could jump around, fight things, or attempt to fight things at least. Most of the fights normally ended in a surefire death, but it had a cool animation when you fought like that. On guard! But there's a spooky bit here, watch this. This used to freak me out. Whoa! No way. But yeah, so you wander around this castle, and there's always the sense of danger because there's baddies in almost every room, but just the exploration factor was just wonderful. You know, you felt like you were almost in some part of some kind of a 3D film almost, because this kind of thing on the Speccy, you know, it'd been seen in Night Lore and things like that, but the sense of openness of this world was you know, much greater, I think, because not only can you explore inside the castle and buildings, but you know, also around the grounds of the castle, based in Oversland. And also what I found out recently on Twitter was the loading screen has actually got a clue as to some kind of wizard guide that you're supposed to be looking for. Now, I didn't know this, but I found out on Twitter that you're basically supposed to find this wizard, and the viewpoint of the loading screen is the viewpoint of the wizard looking out of the window. So providing you can work out where that room is in the castle, you can find the wizard, and what he does for you I have no idea, because like I said, I don't know what you're supposed to do. But there you go, nice little tip. So why am I talking about Fairlight? Well, I recently went to the retro gaming event Revival in Walsall, and I got the opportunity to sit down with Richard Jordan, who goes by the handle Eric Retro on Twitter, and he's developing Melkhior's Mansion for the PC, which is also being ported to the Spectrum Next and the Spectrum. And when I sat down to talk to him, we had a brief discussion about these isometric type games, and because I was praising how good Melkhior's Mansion looked. And he said, "Oh, have you ever seen this before?" And he showed me a little piece of dev work that he'd done when experimenting with isometric engines, and it's basically a non-released isometric remake of Fairlight, which looks like this. Ooh, nice, huh? Now, when I saw this, I was immediately taken back because it looks the same as Fairlight, but obviously it's got nice, wonderful colour graphics. It's much smoother, it's easier to control because you can use the cursor keys, and also, thanks to Richard Jordan's daughter, we have cats. We can pick up cats, and we can examine these things. So it's a cat, there's nothing unusual about it. I can look at my pocket number 1. Welcome back to Castle Avers. Things have changed since you were last here, but there's no time to explore. Hurry to the top of the North Tower. Again, some other clue. So there's no baddies in this, so you can wander around pretty much to your delight and just pick stuff up and chuck it around. Weirdly enough, I actually enjoy this more than Fairlight, and I think that is because there is no danger of being killed by baddies, so you can just wander around and explore. You know, just go have a good old look around and see what's going on. The graphics, as you can tell, are quite lovely. And Richard didn't really finish this game. I think it was due to some kind of copyright issue, but it's a real shame because, as you can see, it's a lovely, lovely thing. And one of my favourite things that I found on the demo, and I don't recommend anyone else doing this, but let's just get a cat. Cat fire! Yay! Or you can just be even nicer about it and just collect the cats and carry them around with you. And I think that's basically what Fairlight was missing all along, is cats. Cats in games are obviously the future. Nice lighting effects there. just imagine if this had been completed and made available to play. Lovely stuff. It's just a real nice little game. I obviously can't show you all of it because although it wasn't completed, the map on this thing is absolutely massive. It's absolutely huge. You can just wander in and out. There are rooms everywhere to go into, inside and outside the castle. Another scroll there. Let's have a look what that says. It's a small table. Oh, I'm examining the table. I've picked the table up. There we go. Push that down there. You can't beat a bit of picking up and pushing around. Nothing unusual about that scroll. What I like doing, and this is a bit weird, is I just like picking stuff up and piling it up on top of each other and then pushing it around. Wonderful. But this is a wonderful little isometric game, but this isn't the only thing that Richard was working on, because as I mentioned before, he's working on Melkhior's Mansion, which is coming out on Windows, Spectrum next in the Spectrum, and that really to me is the pinnacle of isometric games because it looks beautiful, it sounds beautiful, and it runs at a right old pace. So let me give you a glimpse of that, and this is a game you really need to keep your eyes open for no matter what platform you get it on, because it really does look like it's going to be something really special. This is Melkhior's Mansion. Look at that. How nice is this game? Look at that tumbling down the dungeon there. Wonderful. And as I said, this is going to be on Windows, Spectrum Next and the ZX Spectrum. The graphics are amazing. The audio is just wonderful. The music is fantastic. The controls are tight and fast. This is a quality production, and this game is going to be absolutely amazing. I promise you that. I'm going to read you a bit off the website so you get the general idea of what it's about. Guides Sir Stamperlot the Knight around Melkhior the Wizard's House of Horrors, or choose to play as one of his trusted companions, Lester the Clumsy Serf, Zouch the Green-Haired Witch, or perhaps the elegant Princess Ashby. Your task is to find the pieces of the key that will unlock the main entrance to the mansion, thus granting our hero, whoever that may be, their freedom from Melkhior's evil clutches. Now, I'm telling you now, this is the future of isometric games. Go and follow Richard Jordan on Twitter @EricRetro so that you can keep updated about this game and do not miss it. Okay, that's pretty much the end of this video. Thanks ever so much for listening and watching. If you made it this far, well done. You've got much more persistence than I have. And until next time, see you later.